The people who move on the fastest are always the ones who end up living in your mind the longest. Not because they walked away, but because they came back different. And that's the part nobody warns you about. It's not the silence that gets you. It's the shift. It's the moment you look at someone and realize the version of them you knew doesn't exist anymore. That hits harder than blocking, harder than ghosting, harder than anything they could have said. Because silence fades. Transformation echoes. That's what really makes someone miss you. Not disappearing. Not hiding. Not playing games. It's the undeniable glow that comes from choosing yourself so deeply that everyone who once took you for granted suddenly has to reevaluate everything. You don't become unforgettable by erasing yourself. You become unforgettable by upgrading yourself. And here's the crazy part, you don't even have to announce it. When a man starts moving differently, people feel it before they understand it. They feel it in the way you walk into a room with a calm steadiness instead of searching for approval. They feel it in how you carry yourself, like you finally stopped living for validation and started living for direction. They feel it when you smile without forcing it, when you speak with intention instead of insecurity, when your energy stops trying to convince and starts simply existing. A woman doesn't miss your absence. She misses your essence. She misses the energy you used to give freely. The attention. The presence. The emotional warmth. The depth she never acknowledged when she had it. And the moment that energy isn't available anymore, not because you cut her off but because you outgrew the version of you who needed her, that's when she starts to feel something she never expected. Loss. Not the loss of a man she left behind, but the loss of the man you became after she left. That's why trying to go silent as a tactic falls flat. Silence without growth is just pettiness. It's empty. It's obvious. It's predictable. But silence backed by evolution? That's power. That's the kind of shift that makes her scroll through your page more than she wants to admit. That's the kind of shift that makes her wonder why you seem calmer, lighter, stronger. That's the kind of shift that turns your absence into a presence she can't escape. You want someone to rethink you? Then give them something new to rethink. Stop disappearing. Start becoming. Let your progress make the noise your words never could. Let your evolution do the talking. Because when you level up in silence, people hear it louder than anything you could ever post, text, or explain. Become so aligned with your purpose, so grounded in your energy, so focused on who you're becoming that the version of you she once knew becomes a memory, and the version of you she sees now becomes a question she can't stop asking herself. You do not prove your value by arguing for it. Conversation won't fix a lack of character. Talking is a patch. Growth is a rebuild. When you catch yourself crafting explanations, kill the script. Explanations are a surrender dressed as effort. They hand over control to someone else's acceptance. Your life should be the demonstration, not the footnote. Let actions replace apologies. Let routine replace rhetoric. Wake early. Train hard. Read more. Create. Show up to your work and relationships with consistency, not theatrics. Labels don't change perception. Habits do. You can send 100 messages that say you've changed, and they won't land if your days tell the old story. Replace the talk with schedules that prove a different man exists. Stop asking for credit. The man who demands recognition is still trying to be approved. Confidence doesn't petition. It moves without waiting. Quiet competence is unattractive because it's humble, and it forces others to reassess. Live like you expect nothing. Perform like you deserve everything. That posture collapses the need to justify. Don't invest energy convincing someone who already decided. Redirect that force into projects that grow your margin. Build skills that compound. Build friendships that sharpen you. Build standards that remove casual access. The sum of those changes rearranges how people perceive you far faster than any proclamation. Your calendar will speak what your mouth pretends. Make your boundaries visible through behavior. If you allow disrespect, you'll never need to explain why you left. You'll need to explain why you stayed. Set rules for how people enter your time. Enforce them with refusal and consistent follow-through. Boundaries are not punishments, they're statements of self-respect. Others will notice the new lines and wonder what shifted. Silence the urge to justify mistakes. Own them privately, fix them through different choices. Humbling yourself with action is stronger than any confession. Repetition of value through small wins stacks into a narrative no argument can overturn. A changed man is an irrefutable fact. Arguments are optional. Results are mandatory. Let your environment reflect your standards. Upgrade the friend group, the gym, the reading list. Surround yourself with people who chase growth. Your surroundings will amplify your evolution. When your circle moves forward, your reflection does too. The difference shows in posture, in conversation, in the pace you keep. Treat respect like currency. Spend it wisely. Give it to those who earn it. Withdraw it from the ones who take it for granted. The cost of entry to your life must rise. Scarcity of access breeds reevaluation. People start to miss what they can no longer buy for cheap. Above all, become indisputable. Focus on being a man whose presence is a clear, measurable contribution. When your worth is evident in your work and life, words become redundant. You won't need to explain. You will be recognized, or not, but either way you will have leveled up. That's the point. Stop handing her the keys to your head. When you obsess over someone who pulled away, you shrink. You trade your center for a ping on a screen. That pattern kills momentum. It makes you small. It hands influence to a thing that isn't yours to control. Reclaim it. Choose what deserves your attention. Pick 3 things that move your life forward and guard them like a wallet. Train, create, and build relationships that push you up. Let those priorities fill your time first. Everything else is noise. Let it be noise. Make presence practical. Show up on time. Finish what you start. Deliver more than you promise. Reliability breeds respect. Respect fuels self-belief. When you keep commitments to yourself, other people's drama loses its power. Your rhythm becomes your shield. Measure progress in outputs, not feelings. Track reps. Track pages written. Track meetings completed. Numbers expose excuses. They force you out of analysis paralysis and into actual work. Work changes energy faster than any therapy session or social post. Results adjust how people see you. Stop reacting to every text. Pause before you respond. Longer response times mean clearer responses. Less reactivity means more dignity. Reacting is emotional labor for other people. Save your energy for decisions that matter. Let small fires burn out. Craft rituals that anchor your days. A morning that starts with purpose sets the tone. A routine is armor against distractions. Rituals reduce the number of choices you waste on things that don't matter. When your day is structured, it's harder for someone else to derail you. Take back control of narrative. If your default habit is to wonder about her, change the default. Replace scrolling with learning. Replace replaying conversations with planning sessions. Replace stalking profiles with actual social life. When your inner soundtrack changes, your outer behavior follows. Be visibly steady. Calm catches attention. People who are always urgent give off weakness. The man who moves with quiet certainty looks like someone with options. Options equal power. Power makes others reassess their moves. Tune your circle. Weak opinions dilute ambition. Choose friends who keep standards high. People who tolerate excuses will normalize them for you. Surround yourself with people who call out complacency and celebrate wins. Your network is the medium your energy broadcasts on. Upgrade the signal. Practice the slow fade in presence, not in absence. Stay in environments where you used to seek approval but interact differently. Participate without offering your emotional supply. Engage as if you have other important things to return to. That posture is magnetic because it's foreign to most. Build momentum that's visible. Let small improvements add up until they're undeniable. When your life gains shape, others notice the contours before they can name the cause. Momentum makes your past choices look like a path, not a mistake. Finally, remember that control is not cruelty. It's self-governance. Use it to protect your progress, not punish someone else. When your focus is immovable, you become the architect of your future. That's influence. And influence is what people feel long before they admit they feel it. You can be right next to someone and still be untouchable. Show up physically but don't hand over your center. Keep your body in the same space while your priorities live somewhere else. Let people see you moving through life with appetite, not with expectation. Talk less about feelings. Do more that proves you have them sorted. Be warm without being available. Smile, make eye contact, join conversations, but don't add emotional deposits into accounts that aren't yours to fund. Offer polite energy, not emotional credit. Be engaged with the moment, not entangled in outcomes. Live the scene, don't perform for approval. Let your reactions be measured. Don't give away your mood like it's free currency. When someone tries to bait you, stay steady. A calm reply or no reply at all says more than a fight. People reading for drama will leave disappointed. That disappointment changes the narrative without a single accusation. Replace desperate displays with subtle strength. If you used to bend to win attention, stop. Stand tall in your decisions. When you refuse to be pulled into petty cycles, others notice the new cost of entry. That cost creates distance, the kind that causes second thoughts. Keep your social life full and varied. Be the guy people invite because he brings energy, not because he needs it. Show that your calendar has value. When your time becomes limited, it gains weight. Others start valuing the moments they still have with you. Make your boundaries visible through behavior, not announcements. If someone crosses a line, respond with consistent consequences. Don't explain each boundary. Enforce it. Consistency is louder than a speech. Habits teach faster than arguments. Invest in conversations that matter. Skip the small talk chases that once fed need. Ask better questions. Talk about goals, plans, curiosities. Conversations that build life do two things. They elevate you and they expose who's not on your level. That exposure is clarifying for everyone. Don't give away your private world. Keep certain rooms locked. Share less than you used to. When you protect your inner circle, people either earn access or stay out. That economy of intimacy makes what you do share more valuable. Act like you have options because you do. Move freely through rooms and groups without shadowing one person's mood. That freedom reads as confidence. Confidence creates curiosity. Curiosity makes people reassess fast. Be present with friends the way you should have been with yourself. Show enjoyment that is not performative. Laugh because you mean it. Talk because you want to. When presence is genuine, it contradicts past versions of you who were needy or clingy. The contrast is sharp. Let your interests be visible. If you take up a hobby, let people witness your progress. If you push a project, let the outcome speak. Momentum in life is a visible signal. It says you are building a future that doesn't pause for anyone else's approval. Stay accessible, not pliable. Be reachable for normal interaction but rigid about what you will endure. Sympathy without surrender. Kindness without weakness. That posture protects you and tests intentions. Remember, being in the room while being different is an act of power. It proves you never needed the role you once played. It forces others to issue new judgments. That recalculation is where respect, or regret, begins. Your brain is the battleground. Removing contact is surface level. The deeper fight is the replay loop in your head. Those reruns keep you tied. Stop feeding them. Turn the channel. Recognize the trick. Memory romanticizes. Your mind edits reality into highlights. It keeps the good and removes the context. That makes loss feel heavier. Fact check your thoughts. Ask what actually happened, not the version your heart rehearses. Set hard rules for mental hygiene. No midnight reruns. No rereading old messages. Replace the ritual with something that builds you. Pick a habit that demands attention. Lift, learn, write, build, and let it occupy the late hours once wasted on nostalgia. Practice redirecting. When a memory surfaces, don't chase it. Label it, memory. Then switch to a task that requires focus. Do 5 minutes of work, 10 push-ups, a paragraph of writing. Small interruptions interrupt the loop. Repetition rewires habit. Stop assigning meaning to every trigger. A song, a corner, a scent, they won't always signal doom. You control the associations. Rebuild them deliberately. Pair triggers with new routines. Play the song while training. Walk the route with friends. Create new context so old cues stop hijacking your mood. Limit the mental budget you give anyone. Allocate attention like currency. Budget thoughts per day. If she occupies your head for more than that, move the remainder to productive action. Scarcity forces discipline. If you wouldn't spend hours of income on a gamble, don't spend hours of attention on a memory. Journal with a deadline. Write the thought down, set a timer, then close the page. One session clears the clutter so it doesn't loop. Externalize the loop so your brain can file it and move on. The act of putting it on paper reduces its power. Avoid private rituals that recharge the old self. Late night scrolling, secret checking, just one look, lies. They all feed the addiction. Make those actions inconvenient. Log out. Move apps. Change passwords. Add friction so habit meets resistance. Talk to someone who moves forward. Sharing with people who are building rewires your expectations. Avoid forums that glorify replaying relationships. Echo chambers keep wounds open. Amplify voices that push action. Practice present tense living. Speak about your day in the now, not the past. I train today, not I used to train. Concrete present language trains your brain to inhabit your life. The more you describe the now, the less comfortable the past feels. Treat your mind like property. Evict tenants who pay no rent. Close doors to rooms you're done living in. Reinvest that mental space into goals that appreciate. The peace you gain is visible. It shows in decisions, in steady mornings, in calm evenings. Freedom isn't blocking contacts. It's stopping the unpaid occupation of your thoughts. When your mind goes quiet, your life gets loud. That's the real escape. Start today. Reclaim that silence and watch your future fill the space she left behind. No, this isn't about swapping faces. It's about raising your baseline until the old version of you doesn't fit the life you're building. Change the axis of your life and the small stuff falls away. Upgrade your habits and the rest upgrades itself. Start with standards you refuse to break. Not talk about standards, actual limits that eliminate excuses. If someone acts beneath what you accept, you don't negotiate. You redirect your time. That raises the price of access to your attention overnight. Harden your morning. How you begin the day shapes what you tolerate by noon. Win the first hour, training, a focused task, a cold shower, a page of reading, and the rest of the day stacks in your favor. Tiny wins compound into a life that looks different to everyone watching. Invest in your frame. Show up formatted for productivity and peace. That means bodywork, sleep, food, and a schedule that doesn't bend to chaos. Physical discipline changes posture, which changes voice, which changes how people respond. Upgrade the vessel and the world treats you like a different man. Raise the caliber of your company. Move away from people who normalize low effort and short-term thinking. Spend more time with those who build, who execute, who raise their hands and take risks. Ambition is contagious. Choose to be infected. Demand intellectual growth. Read books that stretch you. Learn skills that pay interest. Speak about ideas, not feelings. When your language shifts from emotions to execution, the people around you will notice the change in depth and appetite. Make your calendar sacred. Protect time for projects, health, and family. When your schedule is full of meaningful commitments, casual access becomes rare. Scarcity creates value. People start to prioritize you because you've made yourself a priority first. Refine your style, not to show off, to match the life you want. Clothes, grooming, posture. Small signals that communicate standards before you say a word. Presentation is a courtesy to yourself. It also forces others to treat you with more consideration. Build momentum publicly. Post the results, not the intentions. Let progress be visible in outcomes. Photos from trips, finish lines crossed, projects launched. Timing matters. Show up with proof, not promises. Evidence beats explanation every time. Protect your peace as if it were a business asset. Say no without guilt. Withdraw from interactions that tax your focus. Protecting your emotional capital signals that you don't operate on demand. Refuse to explain every change. When you evolve, you don't owe a press release. Let your life be the memo. People will either read it or scroll past. Either result is fine, you're still moving forward. Stop hunting validation. Replace the thrill of being chosen with the pride of becoming. The rush from growth is sustainable. The attention chase is exhausting. Choose a fuel source that lasts. Finally, view elevation as identity work, not punishment. You're not better because someone lost access. You're better because you decided to be better. Live that way consistently. The distance you create will either be filled with respect or regret. Either outcome proves the point, you moved somewhere higher and that new view is yours to keep. When you rise like that, you don't move on, you move beyond, and anyone who once doubted you is left staring at the version of you they never believed you'd become. If this hit you, subscribe for more because we're just getting started.